All right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome, family, once again to another episode of Mosaic Entertainment Group Presents. Today, I have a special guest. As you can see, I'm no longer in my office studio slash spot. Decided to kind of come out. This is going to be the new way for 2021. You're going to see Mosaic Entertainment Group presented in a total different way. And this podcast is going to be done in a total different way. But thanks for hanging with me, family. I really appreciate it. Today, my guest today is Miss Elizabeth Joseph.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
What's up? How are you?
Good. And this is part of my entrepreneur series for Mosaic Entertainment Group. So, entrepreneur here in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yep.
So, introduce yourself to my audience.
Perfect.
And tell us what you do.
Yeah. My name's Elizabeth Joseph. I'm a certified holistic nutrition specialist. I'm also a colon hydrotherapist. I'm also an author and a chef. I own Be More Clean, Arizona's only Black-owned colon hydrotherapy and nutrition spa, and Be More Raw, which is nutrition, holistic nutrition.
Excellent, excellent. So, finally got you. busy schedule.
I know.
We've been playing phone hockey and text hockey and message hockey, but that just lets you know how busy she is, man. So, let's dive right in.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is your purpose? Why did you create your business? And what that's the question. What really sparked you to really take an interest in nutrition and health? And then why did you start your business?
You know what? It's a funny story because I was bartending. I've been a bartender for years. I was in the restaurant industry for 17 years. And I was actually doing roller derby in my mid-20s. Oh. And I got injured. And when I got injured, I was very depressed. I didn't have insurance. I didn't know what to do. And I really just started chilling at home and smoking a lot of weed, to be honest. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I was just like at home and just was like stuck at home. I couldn't do anything. And I was very depressed. And I just started watching this documentary. And the very first documentary I saw about health and our food system was called Food Inc. If you haven't seen it, it's over 10 years old now, I think. It is still super relevant. I recommend everybody watch that documentary. But that was really the beginning. I was working at a Packer bar.
Packer bar.
Yeah, like Green Bay Packer bar.
Oh, okay.
Like a Green Bay Packer bar. Like in North Phoenix. Okay. And I was going to school for computer programming actually at the time. And I just started watching these documentaries and it just took me down this rabbit hole. I couldn't believe what I was learning about healthcare, but really like the truth about our bodies, that many things that we've grown up and thought were normal or come with old age or, oh, I hope I don't get cancer or whatever. These things are reversible. They're preventable. And not only that, the biggest thing that I couldn't believe that I was learning was that this information was deliberately being kept from the public. That it is not an accident that you don't know that we've had the cure for cancer since the 1930s. This is not an accident that you don't know about that or has never heard this person's name. It's not an accident that it's illegal to treat cancer in the United States with anything besides chemo and radiation, which is why Garrison Institute is out of the country because it's illegal to use this and it works. Chemo and radiation only have a 3% success rate. This has like a 90-something% success rate.
All right. So let's back up. Let's back up just a little bit.
I walked.
Yeah, because you went straight from 0 to 100 right there. But that's why I love it.
Oh my goodness.
But and I call it Liz family. But let's back it up a little bit. To the Black community.
Yes.
Specifically, this information has been kept away from the Black community. Mm-hmm. Can you explain why?
Oh my God, that's deep. I mean, I would say watch 13th. That's why.
Okay.
I don't know. You know, I mean, I don't know why. I mean, because of systemic racism, because of these beliefs that have been perpetuated by the Rockefellers, because they're money hungry, because they see Black people as a threat, because they know we're superior. I don't know. I don't know why. It's kept from everybody. Let's be clear. It's kept from everybody. But there's definitely obviously a clear attack on the melanated community. The term Black is a racial construct that was created, right? There are Black people all over the world that look like us, right, in all shades. In Trinidad, in China, in Australia, in New Zealand, in all these quote unquote white places. And racism is everywhere too. It's not an accident that you only see, Whole Foods, right, in predominantly white affluent areas. It's not an accident that, there's food deserts in low income, primarily Black and brown melanated neighborhoods. So I don't know why. What I do know is that we have to do better, and that people don't know that this stuff is irreversible. They don't know that you can reverse Alzheimer's. They don't know that you can reverse cancer. It sounds crazy me even saying it. People are like, "Oh, you can't reverse it." Yes, you can. You can reverse MS. You can reverse these things. I've seen it happen.
So how can you reverse them? Like, so for people, especially in our community, we take things so, we're stuck in tradition.
Of course.
So you have the hog maws for New Year's, the ham for Thanksgiving. You have all of these things, yes, ma'am. All of these things that were given to us. You see that, family? That purposely attacks our community. That purposely maligns our community. And education and nutrition is very, very important.
Yeah.
So how do you approach that when it comes to dealing with our community? What? Because I'm sure it feels like you're just prophesying to the wind basically when you're trying to educate people on the stuff, because you go real hard. So,
it depends. When you know me on a personal basis, so like when we talk, he does see me I get a little hyped sometimes. But when I'm doing a lecture, it's a much different thing. If I'm talking to a client, it's a very different approach, and I meet people where they're at. I ate fast food for years. When I was 22, I was drinking and doing drugs and spending $30 or $40 at Taco Bell, which is hard to do because that's a really cheap place, okay? And I had a six-pack because I was in my 20s, right? You're like, oh, I'm immune to everything. No, I'm not. I did a ton of damage to my body that I'm still repairing. I'm 35 now. I'm still repairing my gut lining now, okay? So how do I approach our community? It's really a matter of coming from a place of compassion and empathy first. And, I hear people say, it's a choice in today's world to be ignorant. It's a choice in today's world if you don't know, blah, blah, blah. I disagree. I think it is not your fault if you don't know better. Because if you are living in a poor community, which is highly likely, statistically speaking, if you're melanated, right? There's a better chance that you're living poor. Okay, then you don't have access to this information. And even if you do, which is another reason my son will never attend public school, they're not teaching us anything useful, in my opinion. Not anything that's substantial. You can learn basic math on your own by just living. Like my toddler is just like, he was crying because he had 4 toys and I took one away, and I said, oh, we just did math. I took one away. There's 3 now. You mad, right? You mad because you threw it? Yeah, but guess what? We just did math. So like, you don't have to. The stuff that we need to know is like how to be sustainable, how to grow, how to build your own business. That's not even really talked about in school at all. Think about that.
True.
All we're taught is how to shut up, listen. And even in the Black household, I would say even more so, the way that we raise kids, in my opinion, all that stuff is mind control, brainwashing, conditioning from them to get us a certain way. So that we are, comply, listen, like I said, especially in the Black household, kids, you're pretty much punished for showing emotion, which is crazy to me.
Especially boys. Especially boys. And then these men grow up, can't regulate their emotions because they were never taught. And then women like us date them. And then we're in therapy. And then you create the very boy that becomes the man that you complain about later. So it becomes a perpetuating cycle.
It is.
But that's for a different show.
It is.
But compassion. But actually, it's actually compassion and empathy.
Yeah.
Because that's the first step.
Yeah.
You're dealing with the people that's 200, 300 years of brainwashing, torture, all that stuff.
Self-hatred.
So when it comes to our diet, the last thing we want to hear is we really shouldn't be eating that. We really
Right.
shouldn't be eating that.
And that's why I'm very, very careful to not use that verbiage.
Okay.
I've had many clients ask me, should I eat this? Is this good or bad? And I said, well, I'll never tell you if something is good or bad.
Okay.
I'm very, very careful to not use that verbiage.
Why is that?
Because multiple reasons. It's changing. It's about education. We're changing your whole paradigm. But when you say something is good or bad, even if you're at home and you're like, oh, I know I shouldn't have had those cookies. I shouldn't have had that, whatever. Like, don't should all over yourself. You go should all over yourself?
Don't should.
Don't should all over yourself.
Right.
Because here's what happens. That carries the energy too. But it just in the same way that when we talk about the melanated or black community, and we talk about how, here's an example. Our community is very woke, right, on like racism, and how there's been a subconscious brainwashing and conditioning through everything that we watch, right? So like darkness is always evil, right, in every movie, things like that. So I want you to take that same thinking and apply it to everything else. Apply it to your health, okay? That same approach they've been doing that with movies and TV shows. Blackish, Girlfriends. You can go back, white shows too. What's that famous white show? I forgot the name of it. But
From the 80s, 90s?
no, it was the new one. Shameless. But my point is there's examples in these as well where they're shaming holistic health, or they ridicule it. And they make what look good. They make vaccines and the regular medical community look good.
You know I'm gonna go there, family. All right. So, why?
What?
Why is that information concealed from us? Like, what's the point in doing that, especially to the Black community?
Money, man.
Money.
I mean, okay. I
Yeah.
mean, what we're talking about
Yeah.
doing it to the Black
Because
community.
it's so much. You know, I'm trying to get, what
I know.
we know to be true. Like, because when you talk about health, especially with us, it's not very sexy. You know what I'm saying? It's not fun. It's not something.
You know
that
what's
we can,
not fun? Being on medication and then being on more medication because of the side effects to your medication.
Yes.
You know what's not fun? Medical bills and going to the hospital and getting your foot amputated. You know what's not fun? Colon cancer and losing our heroes like Chadwick Boseman. That's not fun. And cancer is reversible, not just preventable, but you can reverse it.
You hear that, family?
It's infuriating to me. Why? I don't know. Maybe because they want to exterminate it. Margaret Sanger, created.
I want you to go there.
Created,
Margaret Sanger,
Planned Parenthood to encourage Black people to have abortions. And, there's also evidence that says that some vaccines actually have already happened, making a whole bunch of people infertile. So why? I don't know why. We're still such a threat.
I know. I'm asking why because I want to spur those thoughts, and because it helps with your approach when dealing with people, when you understand, oh, this person has been taught this their whole life.
Right.
Okay, why? Then there's information out there that's saying we purposely keep this information from the Black community. From really, I'm specifically speaking about the Black community, whether it's Black, brown, it's really poor,
right.
because it's the poor whites too that go to it.
Sure.
Too, but
right.
that's another story. It's funny because like 10 of the most poor states in this country are run by Republicans. That's a whole nother. But
there is no left or right. That's a brainwash,
guys. That's another brainwash. So that's the whole thing. We're dealing with a mentality.
It's deep.
A paradigm.
Mentality. It is a paradigm shift.
You have to root that out.
That's why education is the most important thing. I will never tell you what you can't have. I'm going to tell you the truth about what you're eating. But today it's easier than ever to eat healthy and not miss out on your favorite foods. It's 2020, y'all. It's 2020. I don't know if you know that it's 2020. I'm going to say it again. It's 2020. It's not 1970 where all we have is like, oh, I got like some tofu and broccoli. Look at all these. Look at these. Look at these. Look at that. That's plant-based meat and dairy. Okay? There's mad replacement. And this is old. This is not even updated. I got to update it. Oh, that's my book.
All right, family. You see this right here? Where's this available at?
That's available here at Be More Clean. You can get it on my website as well at BeMoreRaw.com. Or if you want to come down to South Scottsdale and get it, I have got copies here.
Absolutely. And it's called Don't Go Vegan. How progress, not perfection, can change your life.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
So grab a copy today, family. I have a copy in my home, and we do go through the recipes. And I'm trying. I'm not Mr. Chef Boyardee here,
that's
but
okay.
I'm definitely trying to learn how to do this. So I'm not just interviewing Liz just to waste time here. This is something I'm actually applying in my life. And like she stated, we know each other personally as well. So I'm being educated by her and changing my paradigm, which is 40 plus years of eating and doing certain things a certain way.
It's true.
I have to learn. She's helped me. She's helped my wife as well with her situation, and she's getting better, by the way.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I just wanted to put that out there as well, family.
That's why education is the most important piece, because when you learn enough, you're not gonna feel. I don't want nobody to feel restricted. I don't want you to ever walk around in life being like, "Oh, I really want this, but I shouldn't," because Elizabeth don't want. I want you to know so much about that bag of Cheetos. You look at the back and you see red 40, FD, and C. Yet, dang, you don't even want that. You see what I'm saying? You don't even want it no more. Right. And again, I want to go back to his 2020. There's healthy replacements for everything you could possibly imagine. I had a client that was doing our parasite cleanse, and she was like, "Oh, I had some hot Cheetos though," and I said, "Okay." And I read her. I looked up the label. I sent her all the ingredients. I just copied and pasted it, sent it to her. And then I dove into 3 of the ingredients, just 3 of them. And I was like, okay, M.E.G, here's the damages of that. And it was like 4 paragraphs. Here's the damages of red 40. And it was like 3 paragraphs, right? So I didn't have to tell her, and I still didn't tell her, don't eat that. You can eat that if you want, but she don't want to eat it no more when she read that. You see the difference? Yes. Education is key. And again, we have healthy replacements for everything you could possibly imagine. Fried chicken, ribs, bacon, all of your favorite cheeses. I got 6 kinds of cheeses in my house right now. They're all plant-based, right? So they're not going to cause cancer. But education is the most important piece. It's learning how these foods are damaging our bodies, and that there are healthy replacements, so that you don't have to change everything that you're doing in your kitchen. You're just going to make a couple of swaps. You eat spaghetti? Cool. We just going to make it, we're going to elevate it, right? We're going to make it a little better. We'll get a better sauce next time. You don't have to throw out your food, right? How can we elevate the pasta? Okay, maybe let's get an organic pasta. Maybe we'll try a gluten-free pasta, right? How do we elevate these things? So it's not about changing. It's not about throwing out your menu. You're not going to change the menu. We're going to change the ingredients.
That's the key.
Right?
So before you guys get emotional about, I don't want to eat this, and I can't eat this, I can't enjoy it. Just when I say that, when she says it's about the ingredients, not so much what it is, yeah, there's a scrutiny, because when you look on the back of anything that you buy, I mean, even bottled water, you know what I mean? And I had my son show me this. There's so many different ingredients and different chemicals and things added to what we eat, and then they make these things cheap and easily accessible. Okay, so now we have to put on our thinking caps, family. It's like, okay, why can I get a burger from McDonald's for $1? Okay, but if I want, say not even a grass fed, if I want plant based,
even if it was
grass fed or plant based, it costs me $10.
It's like more. The healthier options are more. Why is that? And the system is corrupt. And that's what you're asking why? It's like, it's the same reason. Money is the reason. Money is the root of all evil, right? The Rockefellers specifically, right, came in, I want to say it was 1900.
Oh, yeah.
And they came in and switched up everything. And the more documentaries I watch, the more I learn about this, the more I'm realizing, because like all this alternative medicine, right, colon hydrotherapy, acupuncture, homeopathy, was crazy. Oh, what do they really do? Nah, that was standard, bro. That was the standard. They came in and like, nah, we gonna scrap all of that. Basically, that's essentially what happened.
That's Rockefeller, and that's I just saw a documentary on that, by the way, where he was actually, he's the one, like, so when we hear about all of these foundations in regards to medicine and the medical industry, that's J.D. Rockefeller. Like, he put his money behind big pharmaceutical. He put all of that behind big pharmaceutical. And there's many, many reasons why. I have to, when I find the name of that documentary, I'm going to link it. Yeah, it's definitely money, but it's also, from what I gleaned from the documentary, is a certain amount of control. You know what I'm saying, on the populace, control of what people, you know, intake into their bodies, like, so,
and information.
Right, and they was even creating medicine. This dude was creating like pills and stuff, like, for people to take. And if it didn't work, okay, well, forget it. So how we can't sue if something happens with this COVID thing?
That's currently right now. That's an actual bill that is passed. That if you take a vaccine and you are injured, they are not liable. Do you see how corrupt the system is? That's why Oprah was in a lawsuit with the FDA, because there's a law against talking poorly about the meat industry. Check that out. That's crazy.
Yeah, and Shaq just got in trouble. I'm gonna do more research on it, but I just saw it this morning. Shaq created a CBD kind of thing,
product,
and it's actually working. Like,
of course
he's giving it to his other celebrity guys.
Of course it's working.
And I was looking at some of the ingredients that he had, and I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
What happened to him? Big Pharma suing him now, right? They just got him in this lawsuit now because he's promoting that this CBD, he's undercutting their sales.
Of course.
Yeah, so he's selling this CBD
because he's too big. That's a huge name.
He doesn't need the money. He said this was a pet project.
He's trying to help people, but he's got it too. It's like his name is too big.
His name is too big.
He can't be doing that. He need to have somebody else do it for him.
No, Shaq, it's Shaq.
Yeah.
So he operates in the business world like he does on the court.
Of course.
You're not gonna pump me. So
good.
It's like, all right, so but I'm still keep undercutting. So whatever y'all saying, okay, yeah, I'm selling these products just like he did with his shoes. He didn't do the $120, $140, $200 shoes like Michael Jordan did. He put his shoe in Payless.
Nice.
And so millions and millions. My sons had multiple pays. Just
wow.
It was $20. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I was able, and they look good.
Right.
And he was able to do
Sure. And
do
that's
the job.
Shaq.
Same thing with the CBD. But it's working, and he's selling it at less than
too
half
low.
of what the farmer is selling it. And
wow.
He's killing the game right now.
Wow.
And they pissed.
I'm sure they are.
They are pissed. He's too big and too famous to kill.
Right.
Okay? Because Big Pharma will kill you.
Literally.
Yeah, they will. No, literally.
Watch the documentary Cowspiracy. It's one word. Cowspiracy.
Yes.
They talk about this.
Yes.
Literally, people are being assassinated. Like, if you have too big of a name, like if I get too famous and I'm like being real public about this, people drop dead mysteriously. Sebi, look at Sebi.
Yes.
He's just gone.
He's gone.
Even I would go so far as to say Prince and Michael Jackson. I would even say Prince was mad woke. There's lots of videos coming out now of him talking about how the media controls everything. Jim Carrey too. Now Jim Carrey's not dead, but they painted him as this kind of crazy person because he was kind of speaking out on some things that he knew about pedophilia in the Hollywood ring. So like all of this stuff. All this stuff is related. It sounds crazy, right? But this stuff is all interrelated, and it's very interrelated to what is going on right now with these mask mandates. Even though masks are not proven to prevent viral transmission, guys, I'm so sick of people fighting me on this. There is not evidence that shows they prevent viral transmissions. There's actually multiple peer-reviewed studies that show that it can increase your risk of infection because you're wearing a cloth collecting bacteria that your body is trying to expel all day and you're rebreathing it in. 2, it can cause acidosis, which is too much acid in the blood because you're breathing in your own CO2 all day. You're not meant to do that. You're supposed to be breathing in oxygen, air, fresh air. We're not meant to be breathing in CO2 like that.
Wow. I didn't expect that one. But that's good. That's good information because this whole debate with the mask thing. Like they're saying, I'm glad you brought that up. Because they're saying that we're the ones dying the most.
And what in our community?
Yes.
Well, and
that's
that's true.
And that's true. I don't think that's true.
And I don't know
because of the numbers.
Right.
They never put the numbers out. Now I've seen a study from the CDC that said we have less hospitalizations from COVID, and when we do, we survive more.
See, I don't know
Mhm.
if we are or not. If we are, it would make sense to me because we are dying at higher rates at other diseases anyway.
Mhm.
And that is, again, deeply related to systemic racism and food deserts and lack of
Right.
fresh food and lack of access to the right information. Again, so when we talk about access to information, we're like, oh, we don't have access to healthcare. I don't want access to a healthcare system that doesn't work.
Mhm.
I don't want your insurance. It doesn't do anything for me. I see a naturopathic doctor and I recommend you all get an FSA or an HSA or put money into a separate account so you can get real medicine too. Because the hospitals are killing us, whether it's putting us on a ventilator that was killing, literally the ventilators were killing people from COVID.
Wow.
Okay, and hydroxychloroquine and vitamin C is curing you of COVID, but they want to put you on a ventilator. I've had multiple doctors I've seen, MDs, their videos pulled down on social media, were censored, that were saying these ventilators are killing people and I don't think we should be using the ventilators. I saw multiple videos on that, but again, they're pulled down.
Right. And
So
that's
it's hard
what
to
they're
find.
do because they have all these restrictions and whatnot now on social
Right.
media.
Right.
Is to, so it's like, okay.
Censored.
Yeah, and essentially. So, all right. So say I'm a new client. Oh, by the way, talk about your business.
Oh,
When
okay.
did you start your business?
Yes.
And what do you do?
So, as I mentioned, holistic nutrition, colon hydrotherapy. So I've had Be More Raw since 2013. I started doing colonics in 2014, shortly after. So holistic nutrition, I like to compare holistic nutrition to a dietitian as I would like a naturopathic doctor to a medical doctor. So I am not a doctor at all, right? I have worked with multiple doctors. I have worked with MDs and NDs. I've worked at the famous Dr. Gabriel Cousens Retreat Center. If you don't, have you not heard of him, look him up. He has over 10 books. He's helped people reverse cancer, but his big focus is diabetes reversal. I had hypoglycemia twice myself because I'm stubborn. So yeah, basically holistic nutrition is different than a dietitian, again, because of the information. You couldn't pay me to get a dietitian degree. If you were like, I'll pay you to go get that, I would be arguing with the teachers every day because I've seen what they learn. And a lot of the information is archaic, meaning it's old, it's outdated, and it's simply not accurate. A lot of what they teach is not accurate information. If you go on the if you go on the website for the Diabetes Association for America right now, today, go on there tonight, right now. Okay, open another window, go on the website. And it will say on there, it says there's no right diet for diabetes. That's a lie. That is not true. That is a lie. You can balance your blood sugar within a matter of days for some and weeks for most. And then in really extreme cases, maybe it might take a couple of months. But you can see changes in your blood sugar and your triglycerides after one meal. One meal can make changes in your body. That's why diet is so powerful in helping people reverse disease. So the difference in holistic nutrition, and I look at holistic means everything. We look at everything, right? So I ask you about your poop. I'm going to ask you, what does it look like? How frequently are you going? I'm going to ask you not just what you're eating in a food journal, but what's your medical history like? What supplements are you taking? How much sleep are you getting? What's your stress like? What's your support system like? Do you have support to make these changes that you want to make? Are you motivated? What's your motivation to even do this? Right? So this is how we look at holistic nutrition.
Gotcha.
And that's, again, how naturopathic doctors look at medicine as well. Is if you go to a medical doctor, an allopathic doctor, or conventional medicine, those all mean the same thing. It's an MD. It's your regular doctor. If you go to them with the headache, they're going to say, okay, cool, here, take this for your headache. Bye. I'll see you later. They probably already left, actually. You wouldn't even get that much time with them, right? No. If you go to a naturopathic doctor, it's going to be like a 2.5 hour to 3 hour initial visit. And they ask you hella questions about your diet, lifestyle, sleep, stress, temperature changes, and like, what are your dreams like? All kinds of crazy stuff. You like, how is this related? And you go be like, I got a headache. They go be like, okay, here, take this tincture for this headache. Now, let me find out why you getting a headache in the first place. So they'll give you something for the headache, but they're also we're going to find out why are you getting the headache in the first place, because something is causing that. So it's a big difference. And it's very interesting. I want to say this. A lot of people think, oh, naturopathic medicine is more expensive. Again, the system is corrupt. it is more money for us as a consumer. Unfortunately, insurance does not cover most naturopathic medicine. I cannot tell you how much it will change your life if you begin seeing a naturopathic doctor than a regular doctor. It is a huge difference in the way they approach medicine. But two, they actually don't make more. They actually statistically make less than regular doctors annually. They do not make more money. They make less. They are not in it for the money. They're in it because they want to help people.
Right. It's about healing people.
Yeah. So, and the reason, and that's why some of those visits are, they seem pricey because it's way more time. They're taking a ton of time with you, at literally an hour or 2 hours.
True. True.
He went.
Right. True.
So it's much more thorough, and it is a holistic approach. They look at your whole person, your whole body.
All right. So, and that's what's different, I guess, because especially in our community, we don't do that because it's not something that we do. So if you mention, yeah, I'm a naturopathic, doctor or specialist, and this is what we do. We talk about how to change your diet. If you're not talking, go to the doctor and get medicine. If you're not saying, get a CAT scan. If you're not saying do these types of things, it goes over people's head. Yeah. So I wanted to do this show because I wanted to, first of all, have people see that it's not only what you eat, it's an entire thought process, you know what I'm saying, that goes way back into history, basically, as to why we eat the way we eat. It contributes to why we think the way we think. Yep. And what we eat contributes to how we think. Yes. And what we do. Huge gut-brain connection. Absolutely. Dr. David Perlmutter, a neurologist, he has his own line of probiotics. He's done a lot of work on the gut-brain connection. And he talks about actually how he says there's a huge link between gluten and Alzheimer's. And I heard him say in an interview, he said, if you were eating gluten on a regular basis, he said, it's not a matter of if you get Alzheimer's, it's when. I was like, God damn. I was like, serious. So, but the point is that, as he was saying, what you consume, right? Not just what you're eating, but like the TV, the media, the billboards, that is consumption, right? That is going in your brain, whether you want it to or not. That all affects everything. That affects your digestion. It affects your mind. Your mind affects your digestion. And what you eat, what you put in there affects your brain. 90% of your serotonin is produced in the gut, right? 70 to 80% of your whole immune system is in your gut. So when we talk about preventing COVID, for instance, and you out here wearing a mask, the funniest thing I see is when I see somebody wearing a mask and they pull it down so I can smoke a cigarette. Yeah, that mask is protecting you. How's that cigarette taste? Over and over.
Just take the mask off. That's all I'm saying. It just ain't making sense. Just take the mask off. If you're smoking a cigarette, the mask ain't protecting you from nothing, bro. If you want to protect yourself from a virus, COVID, or any other virus, then you need to eat fruits and vegetables, period. I don't care.
They're not promoting healthy eating.
Not once.
Because even promoting the miseducation of how COVID is even contracted, you can actually prevent that from eating correctly.
Yes. The one study that was done was 492 people to test asymptomatic transmission. And that's the big thing. That's what they're fear-mongering today, is asymptomatic transmission. Oh my God. If you could carry it and not know. Oh my God, don't touch me. Oh my God, 6 feet, right? Asymptomatic transmission. But what if you have it and you don't know? You know what I heard multiple doctors say? Again, their videos were pulled down and censored. Why? Why are they censored? That's another conversation. I don't know, right? But I want you to ask these questions. Why are hundreds of doctors' videos being pulled down? Okay. So I've heard multiple doctors say, that's just a healthy person. They're creating this name and to fearmonger and guilt trip and manipulate your mind so that you feel guilty, so that you are complying, so that you're wearing this mask that doesn't prevent virus transmission. It doesn't make any sense, right?
We don't wear masks for the flu.
No, we don't. Now, you could wear a mask for tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is a bacteria, not a virus. What's the difference? Why am I saying that? The size of a viral particulate is thousands times smaller than the holes in your mask, even your N95 mask, but especially your cloth mask. It's essentially the equivalent of a mosquito flying through a chain link fence. That is, in terms of the size of the viral particulate, a bacteria is much larger. So a mask does protect you from a bacteria. But again, 1.5 million people died from tuberculosis last year, and they didn't do many mask mandates. So again, I just want you to ask questions and put this together. Ask questions for yourself. Don't believe me. Ask questions. What is going on? Why hasn't one politician mentioned, why are they shutting down businesses but liquor stores and fast food is open? Fast food is killing you.
Yeah.
Fast food is killing you, literally, and gonna make you sicker.
Right.
If you want to prevent asymptomatic transmission, you just got to eat fruits and vegetables, and you got to get sleep. Sleep depresses your immune system. Sugar depresses your immune system. If you're putting sugar in your coffee every day, that's suppressing your immune system. If you are stressed out and you are afraid, if you're walking around afraid to hug your neighbor, if you're afraid, this is science I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You are in a state of stress, whether you want to admit it or not. I hear people all the time like, I'm not scared, I'm just being cautious. You are afraid.
Mm-hmm.
You are scared if you are walking around with a mask on. You are. I take you, does not, I'm not going to debate you on that.
Right.
If you are walking around with a mask on, you are afraid. Now, if you are afraid, that's okay. I don't want you to be afraid. I can't imagine being that scared myself. Okay. That's why I want to give you the information. So I'm not here to judge you. I want to give you the information, right?
Yeah. That's her whole purpose, to give the information.
It is.
And you will get a ton of information when you talk to Elizabeth Justin. All right. So we are in this beautiful facility.
Yes.
If you don't mind,
Yes.
I'm going to grab my phone.
Let's do it.
I want to walk
Do
around
it.
so you can show us this beautiful
Let's
facility.
do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, family. So let's
All right.
follow this.
Awesome. So yeah, this is Be More Clean. As I mentioned, colon hydrotherapy, these are some programs that we offer. Colon hydrotherapy has been done by our ancestors, literally back to Egyptian times. Colon hydrotherapy has been done. Okay, so this is not a new therapy. Colon hydrotherapy, colonic, colon irrigation, that is all the same thing. These are local artists. I found this person on Support Black AZ. So these are beautiful. I love them. And again, local Black artists. So we have 4 rooms. Here's one of the rooms for colon hydrotherapy. Again, we got a nice little relaxing fountain here for you. And this is one of the treatments. So you sit down and you insert the nozzle into your rectum, and amazing triple filtered and UV filtered water flows into the colon. The most important thing I remind people of is the colon is as long as you are tall. It's as long as you are tall. That is really important to remember, because we can hold 5 to 10 pounds of feces for every foot of colon that we have. Yes. Every foot, which is crazy. That's a lot. So let's go see the other room.
That is a ton.
That's a ton of poop. Here's one of our other rooms. Beautiful. And then we also have an infrared sauna. So colon irrigation, as I mentioned, I got into it in like 2014. I've only seen people get better. It can increase your frequency of bowel movements. Bowel frequency, bowel function is essential for health. Death sits in the colon is a quote from Hippocrates. It is so important. If you are not evacuating on a regular basis, for instance, if you eat 3 meals a day and you're only pooping once a day, that means by the end of the week you got 18 leftover poops in you. Okay, something like that is the math. Do the math on your own, but the point is it needs to come out. It needs to not be in there. In the 1900s, it was actually standard that we did enemas. Again, these are old ancient practices that are very effective. If the Egyptians are doing it, come on, those are our ancestors, y'all. It is very effective. It helps me feel better. If I'm feeling sick at all in general, with the flu or anything else, I'll do a colonic. I've had doctors recommend it for me, but it's amazing. I feel wonderful afterwards. And if you have never had a cleanse or done a colonic, then you almost most definitely need one. Unless you grew up like, in the wild, like Mowgli, the Jungle Book. Like if you grew up on like wild nuts and berries, then sure, you probably don't need a colonic. But like, otherwise, if you grew up and, let's look at our community who has the lowest breastfeeding rates. Okay. Let's say the time you're born, you weren't breastfed. You were put on formula, right? Which has corn syrup in it and all other chemicals and additives. That's creating this nasty buildup in your colon, and it's awful. And what we really want to get to is that buildup. That's what we really want to get to. And this is what I'm talking about specifically, is mucoid plaque. That stuff, and you can see pictures of this on my website. If you go to bemoreclean.com, I talk about it a little bit. But essentially, it builds up in your colon every time you put something in your body. And to eat, right? Your brain says, okay, this is apple or this is pizza, and I know what to do with it. Perfect. But if you put something in it that it doesn't know what it is, right? Let's say it's a poison, right? So for instance, coffee, sugar, alcohol, your brain considers it a poison. So what happens is your body is amazing. The human body is amazing, and it will protect you. So when you put these poisons in your body says, oh, okay, let me release this mucus to coat your intestines to protect you from this. So I want you to think about your Pop-Tarts and your cereals that you grew up eating, those sugary cereals with food dyes. People are like, especially in our community with high blood pressure, people are like, oh, I'm so worried about salt. I'm like, salt is not the enemy. So you have so many bigger things to worry about than salt. Like, you wish salt and sugar was killing you. I mean, a little bit, but like too much animal products is what's really killing us. There's no fiber in dead animal flesh, guys. You want to call it meat, that's fine. The fact is it's a rotting carcass that we're putting into our body expecting to get life from. We eat to get life. That's the whole reason we eat food, is for life. Literally, is to get energy. So if you're eating anything, I don't care if you're vegan, vegetarian, keto, or what, and you are tired after your meal, there's something going on that is not supposed to happen. You should eat and then get more energy. That is the purpose of food, is to nourish your body. It should not make you sleepy. It should not be like, oh, I got the itis. Like,
so no itis.
That is not okay.
That itis is not good. It's funny, but it's not good.
It's funny, yeah, but it's not nourishing your body. That means we need enzymes, or, if you are eating a healthy meal and it's a plant-based salad or something and it's making you tired, you very possibly overate, or there's something going on in your gut that we need to address, right? That you should not be getting tired after you eat food. That's a basic human need, organism need, not even human need. Like, everything eats, right? Deers eat, right? So cleansing the colon, again, is super, super effective, gentle, safe, has been done for thousands of years. Actually, Dr. Kellogg was a huge proponent of it in the 1900s. He actually invented Kellogg cornflakes before it was GMO. And he proposed that the diet that we were having at the time, right after the war, this meat and potatoes, was constipating us. And he put everybody on this all grape diet and had them do colon irrigation. And a bunch of people got better. And then that was his motivation for creating Kellogg cornflakes, which was one of the first whole grain breakfast foods, instead of, again, it's like meat and potatoes and eggs in the morning.
And that's what we do. So where can the people find you? And where's the business located?
Yes.
And what are the hours so we can come and patronize?
Absolutely. We are open Tuesday through Sunday. Wednesday through Sunday, we're open as early as 6 a.m. And we're closed by 6:30. Saturday and Sunday, we close a little early at 5 and 3, but check out the website would be the best idea so that you don't have to memorize it. So go to bemoreclean.com. We're in South Scottsdale. Yeah. bemoreclean.com. We also have a calendar of events as well. So we are constantly adding more events. So we have yoga once a month. We're about to add some more classes in January. We have a guided meditation once a month. We have a free community herbalism class, and we're going to be starting to do documentary showings here as well. So yeah, please come check it out. We have plenty of snacks. I have gift boxes if you're still looking for stuff. And everything in here is specifically chosen by, like, handpicked per their ingredients by me. So everything in here is plant-based, gluten-free, and will nourish your body. So like, I have this awesome cheese sauce. This stuff is fire. I put it on nachos. It is so, so good. Wow. That jerky is good. And then I also have some local Black-owned products as well. So this is sea moss jam by Rose's Holistic Garden. It is fire. You can put it on toast, pancakes. It is so good, and it's sea moss, so it's really, really good.
It's really good for you.
Really, really good for you, and tastes delicious.
Liz, thank you very much.
Thank
for
you
your time.
so
Really
much. Oh,
appreciate it.
yay. Thank you so
It's
much.
been a while. We've been trying to catch up, but I'm glad we did. Family, I hope you got something out of this because I know I did. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you comment. Visit the website, BeMoreRaw.com. Come on down to Be More
Clean and Be More Raw. Yeah, BeMoreClean.com, Be More Raw. And you know what? I forgot we didn't even talk about Melanin Moms, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. Well, do that in
so head over to melaninmomsaz.net. Melanin Moms is Arizona's only holistic Black expo. We're actually, I think we're probably going to change the name to like just Melanin Health Expo next year because it's really for everybody. It's not just for moms, but it really addresses all the issues that plague the melanated community in terms of birth rate, mortality, cancer, I mean, everything surrounding birth and health in general.
And this is an annual event.
This is an annual event, Melanin Moms Natural Expo. But yeah, you can find out more. If you go to the Be More Raw website, you'll see links to Melanin Mom on there, but you can also go to melaninmomsaz.net.
Boom. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you, family. Thank you. Let's give a virtual round of applause for Elizabeth Joseph. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For our entrepreneur highlight, and be ready for the next episode, family. My next guest is going to be real special. He's just making his way around Phoenix right now, so things are really cracking for this young man. So thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Stay tuned for the next episode. Peace, family.
All right. Oh my God.
That's cool.
That's funny.